Hello once again, it's Smurfetta here, and I'm here to record confessional number 4. And so this confessional is going to be about round 10, because quite a bit has happened, and we haven't even gotten to see what the votes are tonight. So I'm glad I get to record this right now, before we see how the votes turn out. So let's start. Let's talk about the aftermath of the votes that were revealed from the end of round 9. First of all, Blah used his idol on himself when he wasn't even a target. Blah, Blah, where have you been getting your information from? If you're not a target, then why waste a precious idol like that? This just leads me to believe that some players don't really get how the competition works. For me, that's a huge advantage. It's just such a shame that some, we'll call them lost individuals, haven't figured out a way to see what's going on around them. Clearly, having competed in previous seasons is saving my butt right now. Because if they had played before and know how this process works, things would be a whole lot different. Back to the player that was voted out, Mr. LBM. And why am I looking over there? I guess it doesn't matter. You're listening to me, not looking at my boring pod. So, as I mentioned in another video, the Alliance was quite relieved about the way the votes went, but some were concerned about LBM and how he would take it. LBM got my message to talk, so we had a nice long chat on Skype. Naturally, he was pretty upset. After a while, he seemed able to accept it and the way the game is played. We even started talking about other things besides Survivor. So, I don't expect him to be like, oh, okay, these people turned against me, voted me out. It's all okay. It's all lovely. I do get that there's going to be some resentment there. Maybe even, he wants to get some revenge, which is good. That's what you should be doing in this game. And he has admitted to being competitive. So I said that's a good thing, You just don't take things personally, is what I was trying to get. At. Just try to be competitive. Do what you can. Get back in the game. And, that's all we can ask for in this game. So the hardest part about the game, I always say, is voting. But the psychology of voting goes hand in hand with this. So the hardest part about this game is being able to not take everything personally and remember that it's a game of strategy. That's why some players lose it and others are successful. I'm so prepared for anything. Excuse me. I feel like I could be voted out at any time, even from round 1. Also, the possibility that my own alliance could turn on me has not slipped my mind. If they can find a way to outsmart me, then kudos to them. I just hope it doesn't come to that. Although, if the 4 of us manage to stick together, we will make it to the top 4. And then what? So, I know, I'm not dumb. I know it's coming. I already know OBC and Spider Jew are good friends, so I wouldn't be surprised that they get together and take me out. I'll do my best to make sure that doesn't happen. I am thinking about all these things. Speaking of if the 4 of us stay together to the top 4, while I was having my conversation with LBM, my alliance was talking in our separate private conversation on Skype. Hyper said he doesn't feel right voting for who we plan to vote for in this round, which is Claw or Blah. He said he's friends with them and can't bring himself to vote them out after talking to them and finding out how worried they both are to be voted out. Hyper kept saying that Claw was really worried about going up against PPJ on Redemption Island. He just kept going, Claw versus PPJ, it's just so terrible, it's scary, and I'm thinking, hello, what about me? If I go up against PPJ, I'm just automatically gone from the game. I'll have no chance against him. And the only person that stands a chance against PPJ is Claw. Maybe Spider. But I mean, there's not many people who could take PPJ down and even have a chance. But I can certainly understand why he's scared. Claw, that is. So, our alliance, or in our chat, I said I was mad because we should be sticking together. Spider said right away it was okay. He wasn't worried, that Hyper can do what he needs to do. So, of course, this makes Spider the best for being so understanding. And since I'm thinking ahead, this will definitely help him if he makes it to the final two. Come voting time, people are going to want to vote for him because he was so understanding. So I made Hyper aware, like obviously we had our separate chat too. I made Hyper aware that if he doesn't vote with us, that it would end up putting us in a vulnerable position, me in particular. So just as he is concerned about Claw and Blah, I'm concerned for my group too. I explained how much I want to win this and that I need him to make this all work. So we'll see how it all goes down tonight. I also had a brief conversation with Draco, and he said up front that he was voting for Spider Jew because LBM told him that Spider was voting for him. Wow, LBM, you little devil. But excellent way to stir the pot. I said that I know of one person that wants to vote for Draco, and I do, and that it's not myself or Spider. I said that if he votes for Spider, that I would be in trouble and likely be voted out too. Draco kept saying he wanted to vote for Spider and not me. He didn't get that Spider is with me. When I told him that, he was offended. Since him and I are supposed to be getting married. Don't ask. But joking aside, actually, a side note. Not too long ago, Draco talked to Spider, I think it was actually a couple days ago, and invited him to join the Cake Alliance with him and I. So Draco thinks that him and I are in an alliance, I guess because when I'm talking to each person, like when I'm talking to him come voting time, I never say, okay, my alliance and I agree to vote with you. I just say that I agree with Draco when it comes to voting. And I don't mention my alliance members because I don't want to just go around telling everybody, yep, these are the 3 people I'm working with. And it works pretty well so far. So based on that knowledge, I said to Draco, I said, so if you tried to form this alliance with us, why would you then vote for Spider? And he said, because he heard Spider was voting for him. And since he's heard that a bunch of others are going to vote for Spider, he wants to be on board and vote for Spider. So I asked, why believe what people are telling you? I said, there's a lot of talk going on right now. Some true, some lies. So eventually he said he'd change his vote if he could officially be in our alliance. Now, I'm not in a position to say anything because I know I'm not the leader and I don't have a say for our group. So I said, if you change your vote, that I would let my alliance know what you did and ask them to let you join officially. Because obviously if he changes his vote, this means Spider will be saved. And so hopefully Spider will consider that. Although I know Hyper and OBC do want to vote out Draco. But we'll see. We'll see what they say. Hopefully we'll see 5 votes for Blah tonight. If not, at least I know who I can't trust. Another crazy night. Can't wait to see the results. This is a crazy game. Radical, I hope you're enjoying this. Until next time.